With Dead by Daylight's next chapter releasing in only 5 days at the time of recording this, many new players will seek to experience Springtrap in the fog. This is a warning to those new players about exactly what they will experience playing Dead by Daylight for the first time. Now, you might be wondering, who is this person and why are they trying to warn me about playing Dead by Daylight? Well, I am a beginner at Dead by Daylight, much like you. However, unlike you, I have over 350 hours on this game on the Nintendo Switch. And the fact that a player with over 350 hours in this game is still considered a beginner should probably be your first red flag. First, let's talk about the tutorial. A good tutorial teaches players how to play the game. Dead by Daylight's tutorial doesn't do this very well. Now, I'll only be talking about the killer tutorial for the sake of this video, as I don't play really any survivor, even though that is the footage in the background. That is the survivor tutorial in the background. Um, but the killer tutorial doesn't even teach the killer how to lunge. Now, if you have never played Dead by Daylight before and want to play the game and you've never watched any YouTube videos, you have no idea what a lunge is. And even if you played the tutorial, you wouldn't know either. The only reason I knew what a lunge was is because I watched a lot of Dead by Daylight YouTube videos before I played the game. And if you have to watch YouTube videos, you have to do homework to learn how to play the game, then the tutorial clearly isn't very good. But that's not even the start of it. The tutorial doesn't teach you what status effects do. It doesn't teach you what exposed is. That's a status effect. Now, hearing the word exposed, you probably think that means that the killer can see your aura or something. No. It means that if you get hit by a basic attack, you die. You get hit on the floor instantly. Which, okay, the tutorial does not teach you that, which is unfortunate. But honestly, my biggest gripe with the tutorial that thankfully I didn't have to deal with because, like I said before, I watched Dead by DBD YouTube videos before I played the game, was that the tutorial does not teach you what perks are. Perks are a very, very, very important part of Dead by Daylight. And many beginners will have no idea what a perk even is because the tutorial doesn't talk about it. Most of Dead by Daylight's key mechanics aren't in the tutorial. They're in the game manual. The game manual that does not show you what the mechanics are. It only tells you, which is certainly a choice. If the game manual had videos or visual representations of what the mechanics are, I'd be less upset, but it doesn't. It just tells you, it just blabbers a bunch of words at you, and that is not helpful at all. That will likely leave beginners more confused than they were before they played the game, before they read the manual. And that's very bad. The tutorial is bad. The game manual, everything that the game manual tells you should be taught to you in the tutorial, but it isn't. And the tutorial will leave many players completely oblivious to how to actually play the game, which will obviously lead to a poor beginner experience, especially for Survivor, which is the background footage which should show you exactly what I'm talking about with the Survivor tutorial. Hey, future me here. It is just now occurring to me that when I said that the background footage was the Survivor tutorial, I had the killer tutorial showing in the background. Um, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about. Dead by Daylight's grind is absolutely miserable. Dead by Daylight has two free currencies, one paid currency. The free currencies are blood points and eerie sarge. Blood points are used to prestige characters by leveling them up in the blood web. The blood web has add-ons, perks, and and offerings in it. Eerie sards Eerie shards are used to purchase to unlock free characters, unlicensed cosmetics, and to unlock perks in the Shrine of Secrets. Auric cells are the paid currency and are used to buy licensed cosmetic, well, any cosmetic, and licensed characters. Now, it takes about 1,000,000 blood points to prestige a character once. In order to unlock their perks at level 3, you have to prestige them 3 times. That's about 300,000,000 blood points. There are nearly 100 characters in DBD. There's 40 killers at the time of recording this, including Springtrap. And there are, I want to say, over 50 survivors. I'm not quite sure. I believe over 50 survivors. So that's roughly 90 characters that you need to prestige 3 times in order to unlock all the perks. That's 3,000,000 times 90. Again, that's the lower estimate. That's, well, let's just round up to 100 because I don't like math. That's 300,000,000 blood points in order to unlock all the perks, in order to stand a chance against other players, because perks are ultimately the most important part of the game that decide who is going to win. Well, that and RNG, but let's not get into that right now. Now, eerie shards are somehow worse. Sorry, my cat is meowing at me. Eerie shards are somehow worse. Eerie shards are, like I said before, used to unlock free characters and buy cosmetics, unlicensed cosmetics, and unlock perks in the Shrine of Secrets. Now, perks in the Shrine of Secrets can only be bought one level at a time. So that's actually 6,000 Eerie Shards in order to get one perk upgraded to the max. And I'm pretty sure you have to find the perk in the Shrine of Secrets 3 times each because you can't buy the same perk multiple times on the same week in the Shrine of Secrets. That takes an incredibly long amount of time. I'm not going to go into the math about grinding for eerie shards, but it is considerably worse than grinding for blood points. Let's not get even started. Now, you could also use those eerie shards to unlock free characters, which is good. So you can get so you use eerie shards to be able to grind more for blood points, but at least grinding for blood points is better than grinding for eerie shards. Now, then you have licensed characters. There's probably about $200 of DLC in this game. This game, it costs about $30, I believe, plus over $200 in DLC, which is growing because they keep adding more and more DLC, obviously. And oh my goodness. And if you don't have enough money to afford all of the paid DLC, the only way to get those perks that those licensed characters have is to get them in the Shrine of Secrets, which, as we established, takes way too long. And it's now, when I pay over $200 for a game to stand a chance at a game, to have fun in a game, because perks are kind of necessary to have fun in Dead by Daylight. You'd think I wouldn't have to waste hundreds upon hundreds of hours of my time and not even have all of the perks unlocked yet. I don't even have all of the killer perks upgraded to the max yet. I do have all of the killers at least Prestige 1. I have a couple killers at Prestige 3, but I have over 350 hours of this game, and I don't even have all of the killers prestiges to Prestige 3 yet. I don't have a single survivor prestiged once yet. That is an issue. Now, blood. Now, not to mention that spending your blood points in the blood web is an absolute nightmare. It takes dozens of minutes. It will take you like half an hour just to spend all of your blood points in the blood web if you save up all of your blood points to spend on a character. Now, the FNAF DLC is coming with an update to the blood web that will allow you to bulk spend. But the problem with that is certain killers need specific add-ons in order to, actually be fun. And you can't decide what add-ons you get in that system. You just spend the blood points and you get a predetermined amount of items or whatever, which is going to be really annoying because it saves time. But if you want specific add-ons, too bad. But that's Dead by Daylight's grind for you. You will spend hundreds of hours grinding, hundreds upon hundreds of hours grinding, and it is not fun. But hey, once you do get those perks, it is pretty fun. Now, if you don't now the main point of this is that Dead by Daylight isn't even a pay to not waste your time game. Because, like I said before, there's over $200 of DLC for an already paid game. It is a pay to not waste slightly as much time as you would have otherwise. You'll still waste hundreds of hours of time, but hey, you aren't wasting as many hundreds of hours of time as you would have if you decided to not buy any of the free characters. So hey, at least you're saving a little bit of time by giving them $200 of your money, of your hard-earned cash. It's kind of like if you wanted to buy a car, but the car was divided into three parts, and each part of the car cost the same amount as the entire car, and your job only paid you $5 an hour. That's kind of what Dead by Daylight's grind is like, which is obviously not very fun for beginners. I was originally going to include a bugs section in this video, but for the sake of my sanity, I'm not going to do that because this video would be over an hour long. I would recommend several of Mintskull's videos, which I will be putting in the description on just go into further analysis of what I was trying to say in this video. They are those videos are slightly outdated since they are a couple years old, but they still ring mostly true. In fact, most of the problems that he mentions in those videos have only really gotten worse from what I've seen so far in my time playing DBD. I would also like to thank vanessel for collecting the footage in the background. I play on Switch, and I could not play the PTB or really record any footage of my gameplay, so I would like to thank them for making this video possible.